It's not dissimilar to when I went to school, and I already told you what a poor student I was. Flunking out, I never took the books home. And I guess that was my way of saying, I'll flunk out for sure. Well, if you never took the books home, I didn't even flunk out because somehow I'm smart enough to absorb through osmosis, sleeping in the back of the class, enough to graduate in the middle third of my class. And the interesting thing about it, I told you that the most famous thing about 1963, when I graduated from high school, is it was the last year that you could beat corporal punishment, beat students legally. The last year. And in my not so humble opinion, the world has deteriorated geometrically since 1963. When you can still get my goddamn beat down and not get in trouble. Now, can you imagine if the principals and the various student or teachers in the classes now, I didn't like what Sean said, I'd just come out and whack him. Other than the personal thrill I would get out of it. I mean, can you imagine if you went to school and that happened? There wouldn't be enough time slots on CNN and all those programs for all the beatings and the trials of the people getting sued for doing the beatings. 63. There's been some educational studies done that America educational system has deteriorated almost every year consistently since 1963. Every single solitary year since 1963. The educational system in the United States. I can't speak for the other countries. I don't know when you couldn't beat anybody anymore. But as I said, when Joe Rogan said, so what is the secret to the success? I said, fucking beatings. And he looked at beatings. Okay, any questions on the tips or beatings from 1963? Yes, sir.
Not from the tips.
The tips? No. Yeah. No, not from the tips. From what?
From this morning.
From this morning?
Yes. Yes. When you talk about the 6 million,
6 millions?
Yes.
That I was paying him, the company?
Yes, the company financed your deal at 6 million, and after there is 6 million left. I don't really catch where you can get that.
No, the 6 million, he asked 10 million. I'm going to give him 12 million. I'm going to pay up 20%. But I can only give you 6 million now because that's all I can finance. You're going to take the next 6 millions over time. $1 million a year, perhaps. Or 2 million every other year. He's going to take the paper back. He's going to self-finance it. So we're not coming up with an additional 6 millions. And the additional 6 millions, we will pay him out of his own cash flow. Understand?
Yes.
Do you really think he understands, kids?
If you're going to be paying him a million afterwards every year.
The company's got to make the million.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, you don't make that offer unless you look at the asset base, and you don't just say, "Oh, I think that I'll," No, that's why most of you kids would know a deal of a bitch in the ass. Yeah, that's right. It's just like most of the snowflakes will go out with any woman that'll let them put their little penis in them. A little weenie. Yeah, a little weenie. I mean, pathetic. You think I ought to give them the dribble down the inside of their mama's thigh? No, I don't want to say that on YouTube. I love mamas. So it's got to be a deal. And that's why I say 95% of the deals that go up for sale every year don't sell because they're not deals. No bank's going to finance them. the deal that I just described, the banks will finance. Because they perceive that real purchase price is only half, or actually 60%, the $6 million. And the business is probably only worth $4 to begin with. I mean, that's just it. And I mean, the kids are laughing, but it is funny. I mean, there's so much money. I mean, some smart ass one seminar ago said, yeah, what about the guys that do work 15 hours a day and can barely put food on the table? And there are people like that. God knows I know, okay? But just as Bill Gates in the slide from this morning, you can be born poor. That's not your fault. If you die poor, that is your fucking fault. It's just like my daughter says, you know, Dad, I chose to be born to a rich family. Okay, Kelly, I hope you heard that. Ciao.